kind of a zinger, but I'm doing it anyway, and I'm going to let you respond, Oisin. But there was that huge article in the New Yorker last week or this week about the gig economy, and the author said instead of simply driving wealth down, the gigging model has been helping to, or was helping to divert traditional service worker earnings into more privileged pockets. Do you think that's a fair assessment of what the gig economy is doing?
Look, I think that whatever platforms we develop, whatever part of the economy we develop, we've got to make sure all sides are represented. So I think we've got to deliver something that's great for consumers. We've got to deliver something that works for employers, that works for the organizations involved. But we've got to also figure out, easily half of this has got to be figured out on behalf of the contractors, whether it's employees, whether it's professionals, the folks actually doing the work day to day. They remain at the core of what we've got to do and we've got to solve for. So unless we figure out a system, and it's got to cover pay, it's got to cover benefits, it's got to cover healthcare, it's got to cover education and training, we've got to figure out the right system, because otherwise I think we are in danger of that, but we're all actively working to solve that problem.
Just to add to that, I mean, I think we have to be like eyes wide open to the reality that we live in a world where wealth perpetuates wealth and poverty perpetuates poverty. The middle class does not happen, it's built. And in the post-war period, it was built by the unions, and I think we're seeing the unions decline. It was attached to this idea that employers provided benefits. We're one of the only countries in the G20 where employers provide the benefits. There's a big conversation that needs to happen about how do we collectively work to rebuild the middle class in America, and I don't think it's honestly something that Oisin and I can solve.
Well, but I mean,
but I think it is our responsibility.
Is the gig economy going to help us get there, or is it going, or does it sort of put a cap on how that economy can grow?
I think it could break either way.
I think the gig economy has the potential to be a force for good.
All right, we have so much more to get into, but on that we're going to let it go. Thank